12 days till the election. We've been telling you it's about the economy, stupid. We've been telling you that because you've been telling us that. In the last hour, President Biden spoke to NewsNation in an exclusive interview and celebrated the rising GDP numbers.
Top line action is really good. There's nothing bad about the report. Nothing bad about the report. And the core inflation is actually down about 1.5 points. We're in a situation where we've created more jobs. We're in a situation where, and look, the price of gasoline's falling.
All right. He said today's GDP results grew 2.7% last quarter. Let's be clear. Mr. Biden comes out and says things are great. GDP numbers, we aren't in a recession. The numbers prove it, which is different than a few months ago. We had 2 quarters of slowing GDP numbers, the definition of a recession. And Mr. Biden back then said the GDP numbers didn't matter.
Let me speak to one other issue, the GDP, and whether or not we are in a recession. Both Chairman Powell and many of the significant banking personnel and economists say we're not in a recession.
Just because the president says something or Jerome Powell says it doesn't make it true. But to be fair, the president's right about something. The numbers don't really matter. It's about how people feel. You can't change how people feel. That's why they feel it. Go ask 100 people for the definition of a recession. Few, if any, will give you the technical economic definition. But right now, 53% of Americans say we are in a recession. Another 13% say we are in a depression. In other words, 2/3 of Americans say things are really bad. Just 10% say things are anything but bad. 10% say things are good. Although this is how President Biden described things a few weeks ago.
Our economy is strong as hell. Inflation is worldwide. It's worse off everywhere else than it is in the United States.
It's unclear what the White House strategy is. Why keep telling people things are great when people know they're not great, when people pay more every day at the gas pump and the grocery store? It's not working, whatever the strategy is. MSNBC anchor Chris Jansen grilled General Malley Dillon, one of the president's key advisors, about it today.
Our latest poll here at NBC shows only 16% believe the economy is excellent or good. 59% expect a recession within a year. So why isn't that argument working?
Well, look, I think, first of all, it's not just an argument he's making. He's delivering for the American people. This isn't just about a point of view.
But they're not buying it.
No, they're not buying it. You're not buying it. You can't tell people how to feel, which brings us to where we are now. Politico. Democrats' midterm hopes fade. We peaked a little early. New York Times. Fearing a new shellacking, Democrats rush for economic message. NBC. Democrats struggle with message on inflation in final midterm push. This caught our eye from USA Today. Has the price of bread topped abortion rights as the priority for women voters? Polling suggests that the economy remains the top issue for American voters, including women, and the realities of their pocketbooks are drawing them to the anti-abortion GOP crowd. How dare them vote with their pocketbooks? It's not that swing voters are drawn to the anti-abortion GOP crowd. It's that they just can't afford to care about the issue of abortion. Back to the USA Today polling. This is their own polling. 56% of Americans say inflation is more important to them than abortion. 40% say abortion is the issue that matters most. People can only have one top priority. For most Americans, it's their pocketbook. Vince Lombardi said winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. In other words, if you don't win, nothing else matters. Same thing. If you don't feel okay financially, nothing else matters. Yet, here is the message from Democrats as they try to make closing arguments in Pennsylvania.
A woman's right to choose are on the line.
Because abortion is on the ballot.
The first bill that I will send to the Congress will be to codify Roe v. Wade.
To be fair, Democrats have the same polling we do, which shows that they win if this election is about abortion. Right now, Americans don't think that. However, maybe Democrats think Americans' minds can be changed and be made to care more about abortion than the economy. They have just 12 days. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.